Okay.
And we're live.
I'm live. Hello, everybody. This is Gwen. I'm the founder of Extraordinary Women, and we're doing a masterclass today on Instagram tips and tricks. And our guest is Ohana, and she is from Big Consulting. And we're going to be covering Instagram tips and hacks today. I just want to do a quick introduction for our guest. Donna has 10 years of experience in marketing and public relations in South Africa and abroad. She has a BA degree in communications and management, an MBA master's degree in business management, majoring in marketing and advertising. And she started a company called Big Consulting from her passion that was born from helping women entrepreneurs just help them all in their marketing. We had the pleasure of you joining. You've posted quite a bit in our Facebook community group a couple of months, and I just love the content that you were sharing with us. You just seem so free with the content and the knowledge that you have, and I really resonated with that. So, and then you joined us for our networking over a coffee chat, and yes, Rose and a couple of people joined us, and they said we want to hear some more from you, and to pick your brains and to find out a little bit more about what we can do with Instagram. So welcome. I'm so glad that you're doing this with me.
So thank you for inviting me. I'm actually super excited from this. And I just want to say that, I can speak for hours about any topic of marketing. But the goal for today, as I see it, is for everyone who watches us, ask questions. What are your struggles with Instagram? What do you feel you're lacking off on Instagram? What's your pain points over there? What's not working for you? What's working? Just share with us. And because that's the time I prefer to answer more of your questions versus me just giving you a story, because I want you to benefit the most out of it. So this is your time. So if you have questions, start writing it down. We're going to present them here on the screen as well, and I'm going to start answering the questions. And also, we promise that we're going to give 3 people here the opportunity to share their Instagram profile and to get a feedback on what they can improve, the things that they need to look at. So that's a part of it. So should we start?
Excellent, yes, and thank you everybody for your comments. It's also lovely. Let us know where you're calling in from. Hello, Kaki. Lovely to see you all. So just drop us, let us know where you're from while we are hearing more from Dana. Over to you.
Cool. The first thing I want to say is that I think Instagram became a very trendy thing, right? I think everyone thinks recently, oh wow, everyone's talking about something called Instagram. I should be there with my business. So my first question to ask all of you, have you actually thought if that's the right platform for your business? And the reason why I ask this, and that's in general for social media. A lot of time there is some trend like TikTok or everything there is coming out there, and people say, okay, I also want to be there. And then what we found ourselves is that we spreading. They were doing so many different platforms, and we're not even achieving results. And the first thing you need to ask yourself, who you targeted, right? Who's your target market? Are they going to be on Instagram? Are they going to be on Instagram just for their private time, looking for stuff for vacation and things like that to do? Or is it something that they're actually searching for, finding business opportunities there? Those are 2 different needs. Are they there because, if actually they spend time there? And that's one of the things that you really need to ask yourself. And in everything, defining your target market is the main thing in marketing. That's the foundation. You cannot go from point A to point B if you don't know what's point B. And I always say it because it's like that. How can we know where we want to, right? If I'm going to come to you, Gwen, I'm going to tell you, look, I'm going to offer you something, but you're going to look at me like, oh my God, what the hell does she want from me? You won't even understand because you're probably not my target market. But if you are my target market, you're like, oh wow, I can resonate with this. I feel it's like even when you said it on my videos, you are my target market in a way because you felt that you connected to this video, you understand what I'm trying to say, you wasn't thinking that I'm like all over the place, but some other person can come and say the opposite. And that's why it's very important to understand. To also understand from that side, and also understand can you bring your message out there. Right? If your message is something that you can actually take one image and share it and people can understand with a bit of a content, so that's the platform for you. If you've got videos, that's as well the content, the platform for you. But if you, for example, need to write a long descriptions, the text is super long, maybe more of a blog can fit for you. Sometimes maybe even LinkedIn can be good for you, even Facebook, because you need to remember that in Instagram, you have around 95 million pictures that have been uploaded on average on a daily basis. That's a lot.
It's crazy.
And if we look at ourselves, all we do with the phones is like, that's what we look. And if something catch our eye, that's when we think, okay, interesting. So if you have a message that you can actually transform in this way, you can actually present it. You can have, because we all say that one picture, worth like 1,000 words. But if it's not for your business, so why be in a platform that you cannot gain anything out of it? And that's the thing. You need to be in a platform because it's not a matter. And I know that all the time people are chasing after the likes and after the followers. And it's not right. Because let's say, as I said, it's not my platform, but I still chase after the likes. So basically what I'm showing the algorithm that because I have a lot of people, but no one really engaging with me, then I'm showing the algorithm that this is kind of a boring account. This is the account that their followers, that people, their users are not really benefiting out of it. So they're not even going to promote me. And that's the thing with the algorithm. The algorithm promote accounts that it sees that there's something interesting there, that there is some engagement there, that people are more and more sharing, commenting, saving their content. That's why they've done as well in few countries, and they removed the likes.
Yes.
So, for example, in the US, in Canada, those places, they removed for a while the like because they wanted people to actually engage more. And you need to think about the algorithm from the start that, it's all about money, right?
Yes.
If you can get people to stay longer in the platform, that means that the people will be exposed to more adverts. That means that they're going to get more money. If you can help them get more money, that's when you're like, okay, I like this account. I'm going to support this account. And that's where you need to start going to. And that's why it's very important to bring the right people and not to chase after the likes and the followers. And it's all about really getting, and as I said, if you're also getting the right people, and that's the right platform for you, it's kind of a mix, right? Because if you're not going to reach out to the right people, if you cannot get your message out there with just an image or like the video, and it's not working for you. And also, by the way, video, some of us don't feel comfortable in front of the camera. And that's okay. It's a process. You do you. I'm also, you look at me now, and I'm like, when I first wanted to do my video, I said I could not do it by myself. So I offered Bridget to do it with me. Lucky for me, she agreed after a little bit of convincing. After that, I needed to do my own video, and it took me 2 weeks to sit in front of the camera. And if you watch my first video, I'm sitting like this on the couch. It looks terrible. So now my proud moment. Today, I'm like getting there, and it's getting easier. So that's part of my strategy. Like that's where I'm taking myself in life. But it's not for everyone. So if you cannot do this, so don't waste the time now on a platform that's not going to help you much. Because we also need to remember we're a one-man show most of the time. Okay,
Yes.
we need to make sure that we are investing our time the right way in the right things. So even like on social media, I always say it. First, start with one platform, nail it, dominate that platform.
Correct.
Once you get that platform and you see that you got your routine, things are moving, then move to the second one. That's as well what I've done with my business. Like I've never started a platform until I've not dominated one of them, and I knew that okay, I'm in a good place here. Because the nice thing about us, and that's a nice way, by the way, to bring followers, and not only bring followers, but bring the people that actually want to follow you, is to use the funnel of followers you can bring. So let's say, yeah.
You mentioned strategy, and I think maybe we should just touch on that. So let's just start with saying, so who would you say Instagram would be for? So if they want to pick a platform, obviously many of our viewers are on Facebook. So if they want to pick a platform, what kind of business would ideally do very, very well on Instagram? So why would you choose Instagram as a platform, for instance, to grow, as to be part of your strategy?
So as I said, like it's very like depend on the business, because you need to understand, and it's not even like both people can do the same service, but they have two different ways and point of views and personality. So it's not necessarily going to be because they both have maybe different target markets. It's like someone asked me today, she's a graphic designer, and to ask me that question, I'm like, what do you mean that like you're trying to reach out to everyone who wants a graphic design? And it's like, so like, maybe she's aiming for people because she wasn't sure if her target market will be on TikTok and she want to give it a try. But why do you want to jump into doing TikTok if you don't know even who you fully target, if you're not niching yourself? And when you niching yourself, you can understand, okay, are there or not. So for example, a lot of people that do coaching, Instagram is a great platform for this. Marketing as well. Of course, like if you sell certain products, that's as well. So basically, a lot of businesses can be there. But the main question is if the specific people that, because let's say I do coaching and you do coaching. My target market will be in the age group of teenage. You're gonna, let's say, be like around the age of like, let's say 30 to 45. And someone else, I want to say like, I want to the older people, let's say 70 and up. Okay. For the youngsters, I would not waste my time on Instagram.
I'll probably on TikTok.
Exactly. Okay, because I want to find a way to engage with them. So I'll get them in the right platform. If it's the older people as well, it's not necessarily the place I'm going to find them. If you look, and that's the nice thing, and that's one of the tips I want to give you. If you have a business account on Instagram, all you need to do is go to your insights. Okay, I don't know how many. I would like, if someone, for everyone who watches us, if you use the insights to learn about your account and what's working, what's not. If you're using it for your target market, write 1 in the comments below. If not, write 2 in the comments below. And because there is a delay, I'm gonna wait a second for this. But I'm interested to see like who actually used the insights. 1 if you use insights, 2 if you're not. And I tell you why, because I'm a marketing person, and research is one of the most important things that you learn to do. And okay, I start seeing like 1, 2, the 2. Let's say, please share with us. I want to see. Okay, good God.
There's some 2s as well on the watch party. Yeah, sure. There's some more 2s on the other comments as well. No.
Okay, you know what? I've got an idea. If you can give me a second, I can maybe share my screen and I'll show you how it looks from Studio Creator and not from. Open this. It's already open for me. And now it's a bit more difficult to do it from the phone. But if you don't know Creator Studio, and I'm going to try to share my screen now. And I want to show it. Okay. So you're going to see, I'm going to do share a screen. Okay, you know what? I'll separate it. I'll take a second because I want to take it out this window. Okay. Share a screen. Okay. So if you can just put me into this, and I want to share something. Awesome. So this is just for you to know. This is Creator Studio, and it's actually a nice tool for you to watch your Instagram and also Facebook. So you can just switch it from Facebook here to Instagram, and you can link all your accounts. You can, by the way, and that's an option because you can use it from your laptop, and you can actually create a post here and schedule it. But the nice thing that you've got the insights, and it's very similar to the one that you're going to see on your phone. You can see the discovery, the impressions. But the nice thing here is the audience on the left side. Okay. And I'm gonna share it like this. So what you can see if you have more men or more women in your that are following you and their age group and for each one. And the nice and interesting thing about this, because I had a lady that told me once, listen, I'm really trying. Something is not working on my in my Instagram. I'm not reaching out to people. I'm not able to sell. And then when I asked her who she's targeting, and then I taught her about the inside. We realized that basically she's targeting the women to come. And as per a target market, if you see here on Instagram, you'll see. I'll read in a second the question. You'll see that it's a free of charge. It's not a cost. It's free. It's a link. I can also put the link in the comments below towards the end, so you can use it. It's a free tool, and also on the phone. I would try to do it from my phone. You also have it on your phone here, and it's super easy, free, and it's got all the information. But that girl, for example, she was sure that she's like reaching out to her target market, but then she looked at the insight and she realized that most of her followers, around 60%, were guys. And then she's like, oh, those are all the supplies that I work with. I was like, yeah, it's nice that you got the supplies to work with. Now you got the numbers, but they're not really your target market. You're not really reaching out to the people you want to. And that's why it's very important. So this is a great tool. And that's why if you look at the age group, and when you ask me who can enjoy, like who can be on Instagram, so you always see, and no offense to no one, but like you can see the 13, 17, they're usually not on Instagram. Okay, it's not their platform. I was, I think, in my 20s when Instagram started. So it's not like, it's not for them. It's old fashioned. Even the older people, more like, are not really there. So that's one thing for you to see. Another thing to see is actually, and that's something I want to speak about, is that every time people ask me, when is the best time to post? When is the best day? There is no such thing for everyone, like as a one answer. Everyone's got something different, and that's a nice thing. And here you can see it, that it also tells you. And once you have the business one, it takes, I think, like 30 days for it to get all the data. But what it does, it gives you what's the strong days. Okay, so you can see, if I'll stand on each one of them, that from the number, Saturday is not a strong day, it's 2001, versus Thursday is a good day, and Tuesday is a good day. Okay, that's one way to look at it. The other thing is that you can click here next to it, day and hour. Okay, and here, if you stand on the different cubes here, you will see. So let's say, for example, now we're on Wednesday. Okay, this is Wednesday. And if I'll go one by one, I can see that what's the time? 12 p.m. It's a good time for me. No, even like 1 p.m. I've got 816. And I can go here and oh, wow, 3. And then you can check. And here, that's the peak. Okay, which is 5 p.m. And here you can actually understand their behavior and how they, like, when's the best time to post. So follow this. Use this to help you know when to post. Another cool thing that you can also see the different countries, okay, and the cities that are leading. And the nice thing about it, and I think we can do the stop sharing, is that you can actually learn a lot from those platforms, okay? You can get so much information there. And then you can say, okay, I'm reaching out to the right people, yes or not. In the right places, yes or not. Because sometimes, we are just bringing the people and we don't even get either the right people. And then we're getting lost. And that's the best way, because a lot of times that's like, if you want to know what's not working for you, that's one of the things you should check. And it's free of charge, so why not? And it just gives you so much information. And check and see and test the right timing. You can know from this. And you can see what's working, what's not. And also, don't forget, your target market is also changing. Okay, now with everything that happened with COVID, target market has changed. His behavior has changed. Things in your business have changed. So you're now maybe even attracting different people. And that's why it's always good to, like, every few days, I saw that Colette wrote like that, like not often. I would recommend to, like, once or twice a week, take a look. See if something changed. Try new stuff. Check the timing, check like the target market, what's happening there. Also, you can see in the insights, which post was working best for you, which story was working best. And another way to do it is also when you enter the post. I actually should have actually shared I'll try to do it while we chat, so I can maybe share from here. But from my phone, but everything like on the each side is very important. And you can also from this learn which post is stronger, because you can see if people got to the post from your page, from searching, from the hashtags. It's gonna teach you a lot. So I really recommend to use this. Okay. But maybe if you have guys questions, this is a great time for you to ask. So please do.
Please pop some questions. Yeah.
Because there's
I think
a
it's
lot
also, yeah, please guys, lots of questions. As I said, we had to be of service to you to answer your questions. Now's the time to pick brains and get all information you need. And I also just wanted to mention, I know initially what makes people shy away from doing your insights and that, because I feel it takes time. However, if you consider the time that you're actually spending and investing on any platform, for instance, so if you are going to create that post for Instagram, make sure it's a post that's going to get maximum reach or maximum engagement. And not only that, then you're maximizing your time that you're spending on the particular platform, because now at least you're not just posting blindly. So if you're going to take the time and want to utilize it, wouldn't it be better to know that you're posting it, an effective post that's going to get eyeballs on it, on the time where your people are on Instagram? Because often you get so discouraged because, we often just post blindly at any time that's convenient to us and no one sees it. And then you give up on a platform because you think it's not working. So invest the time. And even if it just takes a little bit and get the feeling, and, like you said, just review it now and again. But if you know that on Wednesdays at 12 o'clock and people like maybe a little animated, little video on Instagram, post those at the time and get the maximum reach. And you'll be so encouraged because you'll see the feedback, you'll start engaging with your audience, because as you just said, it's not about the likes, it's about engaging and hooking, your target audience, because that's what this is all about, getting them, those people to come and become paid members. So you want them to see it and engage with the content, to see that you're adding value. So you want those eyeballs on it when everybody is looking, and not just necessarily when you're not. I had another guest on some time ago, but she does blogging. She said, she couldn't sleep, and at 1 o'clock in the morning, she quickly posted something. She got the most engagement that she ever had because the target audience was awake at 1 o'clock, because they're moms, they can't sleep. So I think it's very important, as you always preach, is your target audience. Look, where are they? What are they doing? When are they up? When are they awake? So that's most important. So check out your insights.
and you know what? And I'll take, you gave an example of mom. And I said, like, we're investing so much time and effort on, getting the platforms, getting the content, the design, or whatever we make. So don't waste it on the wrong timing as well. Because like you said, like if my target market is moms, I would not post between 4 o'clock to like at least until like 8 o'clock, right? Because that's the time that they go to do the showers, the like activities after school and stuff like that. So I'm wasting content on like this. And also I recommend you, because a lot of time we think that we need to post every day. So no. And you can post at least like 3 times a week. How often do you recommend to the master now? So post a minimum of like 3 days a week, but try even not too much. Don't do over the 5, because people at one point can get bored of it. Okay, sometimes it can be too much of it, and especially like I see also people that are, like all the time also posting on weekends. If your target market is not there, and please look at the inside, okay? Because if you look at the insights, the numbers for me on weekends are not that high. Why? I prefer to save that content, that good content, to a different day that I've got more people watching. Because bottom line, let's be honest, you're trying to get more business out of it. You basically, all your followers are your potential clients, okay? You're trying to convert them to actual paying clients. And I don't think that like you need to post all the time. I really think like 3 to 5, that's more than enough. Don't do, and also it's depend on the company, because I can give an example. There's two actually a married couple, and they do graphic designs, but they work so hard on the image because they drink it, like it's like they do everything out of it. So they actually post once a month, once a week. But because of the top of the business, people are waiting for that day of the week, for that time of the day for their post. And they've got millions, more than 5 million of followers. Their engagement is amazing. It's because, they also know like it takes us time to prepare it. So why do we need to do it all the time? So it's also learn like the type of business that you have. What's the right thing for your target market? How are you trying to do it? Are you trying to like if you do coaching, so yeah, once a week, it's not going to help you. Okay, because you want to engage more. But don't do like 6, 7 times. Okay, so choose it. And it's okay. Sometimes I have days that like didn't feel like posting. So what? It doesn't mean that I'm not going to be active. Sometimes it takes more time. Do what's right for a business. But really the minimum, in my opinion, unless you have a very specific business, like something around the art, that's like it takes time to bring the stuff out there, or there's a certain tension that you're trying to build with your followers in a certain way that you're trying to do a build up for something, do at least a 3. But really, for a lot of people not really spending that much time on social media on the weekends, for a lot of people. So check it out. Because, like you spoke about the content, it's like, I believe that quality is the most important thing. And I believe that quality will bring the quantity. And don't waste that quality on times and places that you're not going to gain out of it, because people will remember if they seen it once here, once there, like they don't also want you to see that you recycling.
And I think the key is also to be I think the key is also to be consistent. Yeah, there's a question from Kaki.
The LinkedIn recommend max hashtags is right. It's 5, 7. You can do 5, 7. Facebook, it's not even 3. I would do 1 or 2. Not even 3. Instagram, you're allowed to have up until 30, but the recommendation is 9 to 15. Because also you need to remember with the hashtags that, and by the way, I saw someone actually shared the other day that hashtags are not that strong on Facebook. So in most of my posts, I like if I haven't moved my post from Instagram like automatically to Facebook, I barely use hashtags because people are not really searching for that much on Facebook, let's be honest. I want to know how many of you actually, like really using the hashtags to find it on Facebook versus Instagram. But Instagram, the one of the reasons why it's recommended not to use the full 30, because you also don't want to find yourself repeating yourself, okay, with the hashtags. If you repeat yourself with the hashtags, so the algorithm can actually see it as like a robot thing, that there's something not legal, and they can actually start blocking you from like commenting, from liking, from things like this. So you don't want to do this, but also you want to be very accurate, So what if they give us like 30? It doesn't mean be very accurate, because you don't want to bring like to put a hashtag. So let's say I've posted now something that I'm selling ice cream, but I'm gonna put a hashtags of like hair removal, whatever. It's like you don't want to use something just because you can, and then people are gonna come to the page like, what? I was expecting this, but it's not what I wanted. And that's why it's very important, because you want to have people, because what's the purpose of a hashtag, right? It's to let people know about your account, about your profile, about your business, brand awareness. If you bring the wrong people, they're not going to stay there. So you're wasting the hashtags. But I would recommend to do it like this. But a hashtag. Thank you.
I think also it's important to see the combination of hashtags you're using, because if you're also using very popular ones as well, it often also only shows like sometimes just minutes in the feed. So I think you need to do a combination of very popular and those that aren't so popular. I think industry specific ones as well, and maybe just work around and see which ones work. I think the key is there. There's always a rule of thumb, but for me, it's trying things out, looking at what kind of feedback you get, and use those that work for you, and not necessarily what everybody else is saying to use. So I think that's what's worked for me, is finding what works for me and my industry and my target audience, and not just using stuff off. Obviously there's ones that pertain to quote of the day or whatever it is, I think. But I think it's important to find those also that are industry specific for you, that people are finding your content, and not just hashtagging just ice cream, because how many things like that are there, but what kind of ice cream are you doing perhaps? Is there something specialized? It's just my 2 cents, but I don't know if you agree.
I agree with most of it, except for and that's a nice thing, because I've got a course on Instagram, and that's what I'm trying to teach, like a lot about the hashtag. Because one thing, like you said the popular one. You also need to remember. Thank you, but you also need to remember that when you're choosing hashtags, you need to choose one. So let's say you've got 1,000 followers. Okay, I look at my page. I've got a few thousand followers, but I'm not going to use the hashtag of marketing, because you know how many people searching for marketing? The chance for them to find me, sure, they need to search for days, if not for weeks of the scrolling, until they're going to come to my page. So you really need to find hashtags that are relevant for your business, but also that that are in a reasonable amount of search, that people can actually start finding you. And then you need to do a certain mix of that. So I would recommend this on hashtags, and I also would recommend try to find some of the hashtags that you can actually, own them. And for those of you who's following me on Instagram, that I use a lot, because my company is Big Dot Consulting. I use a lot of different hashtags with the word big, and I also use it in the way that I'm engaging. Okay, so I'm always asking a question. If you agree, give me a hashtag of a big yes. So I'm basically, if you're going to look at a big yes, and I'll say, you can see my posts over there, because I'm getting people to use it more. I use it more often. As well as, I use it different ones. Big brand. Oh, thank you, Nana. I think it's so fun. But guys, please ask questions. This is your time. So just bring the questions on. There's a lot of you watching now. It's your time. Now you feel about ads on Instagram. That's a good question, and I'll be very honest about this. Like, not offense to no one. I always make jokes that I'm still Israeli and Jewish. So wherever I can save money, I'll do it. I'm more of a believer of organic marketing, which is working on building relationships, building connections, versus doing the promotions, those ads. I do believe that, like, as a small business, as entrepreneurs, you don't have much of a budget, and you need to spend it the right way that you can benefit the most out of it. So if you have an extra budget, you can try and use it, but most of the ads that works on Instagram are working on the stories and not on the post. Okay, so that is where most people are actually spending their money on. But bottom line, just try to engage more. Like, I prefer for you to invest the time, the let's say time equals money, right? As well. Spend it on engaging with others, engaging in other groups, bringing the people from different platforms, commenting, working on the content instead of actually trying to bring. So I'm less recommended, but again, I always say, if you have the extra money, just do it, just to keep things in top of mind. And maybe if you have a specific campaign that you're trying to do, but I'll ask you, Gwen, have you actually promoted this event, like in a paid advert?
I have never done any paid advertising, ever. I promise, not on Facebook ads, nothing. I believe in organic reach. I just have a thing against paid. It's just a personal thing. So I can promise you, I've never done any paid ads ever.
And that's the thing. And you're just an example. And the reason I want to ask you this, because you're the example of how, look, we've got more than 20 people viewing us now. It's during the day. People are at work and everyone in their own places. People found the time to do it. I've been in your networking. It was a huge group of people there. All of it. And what? You just use it the right way. You use your tools the right way to bring the people. And that's how you need to do it. So that's why I prefer for you to invest your time on, being like this. Because I am a big believer of a community, of building your own community, building your relationships. And I think COVID, what it did is that it actually woke, everyone woke up now. Everyone realized how much we're missing those one-on-one, how much we're missing the place that we feel comfortable with, right? That you feel part of something. And if you can make people feel part of something, it doesn't matter what your service is all about, what's your product. I promise you. I have a client of mine from Israel that she's also doing cosmetics, but she also works now for a company that do like healthy lifestyle. And I told her, instead of actually promoting the products, build relationship about a healthy lifestyle. On the way, you can promote the products, but as part of you recommending. But because you build a relationship, it doesn't look like in your face, like, okay, buy from I say so. It's because they trust you. Also believe in organic reach, loving. But it is, and thank you. And it is, I'm a big believer in organic marketing. Because you know what, when I started my business, I did try all the campaigns that Facebook had to offer. And because I wanted to know that if I recommend my clients, I know what I'm recommending. I'm so glad to hear more people are believing in organic marketing. It's not that I'm saying not, okay?
No, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing?
Question?
Okay. What's the best way to streamline a business? Opinion business. Sorry, I'm reading it. Business using Facebook mainly and Instagram, only about 2 years. Wait, before I'm reading it till the end, what's the business is about? What's your business? Okay, I use and over 400 groups. So first, what's the business all about? And I just want to say a few things. So that's the thing. You see, like, people are using all the different groups today the wrong way. And what happened, because you've got like Western Cape like this, Cape Town like this, Stable View, you got all the different groups and you got hundreds of them. And one of the things that people don't get is that if you enter this group just to sell a product, like you, that's what everyone else is doing. How many of you are actually looking at what other people are posting and starting to sell? I use this group just for two type of things. For promoting my videos and like watch parties and stuff like this. So this is something that, people either catch their eyes or not while they're posting, and for events, just to bring. But other than that, I won't put my business out there. I won't try to sell them my courses, sell them my service. Because let's be honest, most people don't really actually get business out of it.
I think while we wait, let us know what her business is. Maybe Kaki says, please share a tip that you shared with her some time ago.
And have more followers. So I've shared so many tips.
More specific.
I can say that one of my ways to get more followers, for example, is that I also take a look on, for example, so let's say you and I, we have similar business, because I always say competition like this, because I don't really believe in competition for small business entrepreneurs. Because let's be honest, we all have different personalities, different point of views. We present things in a different way. We got our personalities, and people buy from people, which is something very important. And that's why I always also pushing you to engage more, because you want to build that relation. You want people feel the connection. And one of the things I recommend to do is actually to go into, so let's say you are in the similar industry as I'll go to the people who are commenting on your post, and I'm going to start engaging with them, and I'm going to start reaching out to them, and then I'll bring them to follow me as well. I'm trying to think. I've got so many tips in my head, so I'm trying to think on which one she was referring to. And you know what? I said it. I started it before. Like I really tried all the different adverts in the beginning because I wanted to know if I recommended what am I recommending. And I must say that all of my followers, all of the business that I got, none of them came from a paid one. None of them. All of them been working in organic. And now I also have a community in Israel, so that's in Hebrew. And even there, like, we built such a community that now my clients are Israelis that are in Israel or in different countries, and all of that is just doing organic marketing. So I just want to know, there was a question before about what
about Layla.
How do I drive more traffic to my?
Sorry, there we go.
Okay, how do I drive more traffic to my website? So there's a lot of things about traffic to the website, and SEO is something very good to website to do. But before you actually start promoting your website, I would recommend you check your website. And that's regardless, like I know we're moving out from Instagram, but I'll give you this tip, okay? Because also in the bio, you're supposed to share a link to your website. And then I think there's so many different ways to bring traffic to your website. But the question is how the website is looking like, how's the information there, is it accessible, is it actually leading people to like start want to contact you, is it a lead generation one? Because a lot of times people are investing either money on Google Ads. Google Ads are good, by the way, for websites. It's good, and like if you do this and other stuff, but people come into your website and they're not really engaging with you, so something there is not working for you. So I prefer for you first to check your website. If someone wants, you're more than welcome to share with me. I'll try to give you some tips about the things that you can put on your website, just like this. Because once you get this, then you can find the different strategies how together. Because you can bring traffic and newsletter from the different social media platforms, from like Google Ads. Like there's so many different options. But first, make sure that you bring it them to a place that you can actually generate leads out of it.
Marika just wants us to share your Instagram link with her. There might be some synergies there because Marika and them do interior design. You never know.
Any courses or tips on how to make new ads? Absolutely. So as I said, like I'm not sure about courses or things like that, but when you do an ad, that's also part of it. When you do an ad, you need to make sure that you're defining your target market the right way, because that's what you need to put when you put the adverts. So the adverts need to be very, very clear message with a strong image, okay? Strong design image or a video that can grab people's attention, make them feel something. And that's another tip that I would like to give, is that when you're even preparing your content for Instagram, get something that's gonna grab people's attention, catch their eye. And also make sure, because it's not even about the text, okay? The text is important, but not. It's the picture on Instagram that's gonna count, or the video. And also make sure that you're reaching out to the right people. So make sure that you do the right definition. Which apps do I use? For what do you mean apps? There's so many. I've got an app on when to post. That's only for iPhone. If I want to check my stuff, I use the app preview. That the app preview also gives you like the different squares, so you can play with it and you can see how your feed gonna look like from the design. Because that's also very important to have your own unique design style. And
you can also use Canva if you want to design something and you're not very creative, like I think I'm not. So if you want to do the design, Canva is also a good app if you want to look for quotes or anything, and you can actually select specific things like Instagram or Pinterest, whatever it is that you're posting for. So
that for me, they're not from the app. It's working better from the
computer. Make it look better. I thought she said to look professional, so I thought maybe she meant the design.
Yes. Canva is a very good one. I'm using myself Canva. A friend of mine, she's a graphic designer, so I actually learned a lot from her on how to do stuff, because every time I'm making something, I'm sending it to her. So even when I get a compliment, I know I was right, because sometimes she's like, "Who designed it?" I'm like, "Me." So there's a lot of tricks as well to do it there. There's probably maybe courses on Canva that you can try to do. So there's another question here. On Instagram, you have followers, let's say 500, and I'm reading, yeah. And following, make sure your followers are always more in total. That's the thing. Okay, sorry. So I always say it, and you're right. And that's actually something that I do when I'm engaged with new followers, is that a lot of time, and no offense to companies, but I see some companies that are specializing in digital marketing, and they have more people that they follow versus people following them. That doesn't look professional. It doesn't look good. It looks like your account. All you do is that you like scrolling, and then you just do sorry, follow, 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 follow. And you're not really trying to bring the right people. And make sure always that the gap between the followers to the following is very like that you have more people that follow you versus the other. Okay. And also try to create a bigger gap between them. Like let's say I think my gap is around 1,000, and I'm trying to even get it lower. Because when you see those accounts that like they only follow like 30 and they've got like 10,000 followers, or they only follow like, it looks more appealing. Think about how you feel when you look at this account. Oh, wow. There's a lot of people. Wow. Like, I want them to follow me. Make it something. And it's okay not to follow everyone to follow you back. It's also okay. Don't be afraid of this. But yeah, that's going to help you to look much more professional, because it doesn't look like you are just chasing after something.
Correct.
How to increase reach on Instagram stories. Use hashtags in the stories. If you are sharing someone else's content, tag that person, because that's another way for him to mention that story on his side, so he can also bring to you. But the hashtag is a good way too. And also asking questions. So if you can so that's another tip I want to give. Don't have so many stories. Like those accounts that have more than like 10 stories, no one really watches all of them. And make sure that the first story start with a question. Okay, make it interesting. And then put like another 2, 3 other. But if you're always gonna get them to use it, you always have something interesting. It's always something like moving. They're gonna keep on watching your stories. They're gonna keep on coming to you. So that's one way. And by the way, stories is an amazing tool to promote different stuff. I don't know if some of you watched, like I also have a video on how to use the countdown. So for example, for an event like this, I would use a story and say like, join us tomorrow, and the clock is counting down and people know when does it start. And also like how to use it to link, to put a link from like an external one. If you want to transfer, you can also do it in the story. Even if you don't have 10,000 followers, there's also a trick for that. So there's a lot of
watched
stuff.
that one. I was stalking you. I was watching that, and I love that one.
And apparently YouTube as well loved it, because it still promotes it by himself. So I'm grateful for that. And I must say, and we spoke in the beginning about making videos. I didn't really want to do the video. I had so many people asking me this. I'm like, that's the first video I've done with my curls, because I'm so getting used to my natural. And I literally was sitting here in the chair, I was like, I made the video and I just posted it, and it just worked. So don't be afraid. You never know. I have a gift business in Instagram, the correct platform for advertising. Yes, it is. Are you selling your stuff online? And yeah, it's a good platform for you to use. Another platform that you can maybe also try, if there's a lot of visuals in your business, you can also use Pinterest for this. It's also a very great tool to get like more traffic, by the way, to a website. For the one who asked about this, that's a great way to bring traffic as well. Because in Pinterest, you can link your a website link. You can put a link. Sorry.
My Instagram favorite is when people actually opening gifts, when you actually see the little short video with people actually receiving a gift and maybe even opening it. So maybe Sadika, you can even maybe do a little video of, even if it is your own stuff, just opening and seeing what people that are in it. So I think Instagram will actually work very well with gifts, and you can see the different wrappings and stuff like that. So I definitely think it would do well.
So I just want to say about this. So it doesn't matter. Everyone has a story. That's exactly what I was trying kind of to say now. And it doesn't matter what's your business about. Find your own unique design. Find your own story that you want to share on the page. There's a lot of different ways to do stuff. Even if you're selling a product, I would not recommend you to put in your feed product all the time. I will try to mix it, bring maybe some quotes in it. Some even like whatever design it is, just to build, make it like a very good look and feel. Bring your own voice out there, bring your story out there, because the Instagram eventually and everything you do, and that's branding in general. Brand is all about sharing, telling a story, and the Instagram is just the packaging of your story. And people, as I said, people buy from people. If you're not going to be true to yourself, if you're not going to share that story, if you're not going to be authentic, and that's why it's all building relationships. Because if you look at my Instagram, for example, you see me in a carton box. And it took me a while to get to this. And if you actually scroll down, you'll see that I had a different branding before. It was part of me healing myself and learning to accept myself. And I put myself out there. But that's my story. I did not remove the one from before because that's my story. That's part of my the way I evolve in life. And I really, really recommend to people to start sharing the story, put it in that way. So even if you do a gift, there's a lot of stuff you can do around gift. It doesn't need to be like a copy paste of just posting stuff. Or, even when people put some quotes, design the quote in your unique way. Don't just copy paste it from Google and do it. Bring your own voice out there. That's going to help you to grow.
Excellent. Should we pick on some Instagram accounts?
Yeah,
I'm excited to see. All of you want to share some more tips with us. But I'm excited.
I can speak for hours, and I can speak for hours. That's why I put it in the course, because it was easier for me to do it like this.
Please share the link to your Instagram course for those that want to learn more from you, because I know you've got so much to share. And then
I'll give a tip on this. I'll give a tip for everyone who's actually thinking to prepare online courses on how I'm actually doing it. And it's actually, I started it now because it's something that I wanted to do for a while. So, like a lot of time when we want to build a course. And then we also think about which platform am I going to use to promote the course, like where I'm going to put it, and now I need to design a website for this or not. No, today you can actually use Facebook for this. And what I've done is prepare a course and I put it in a private group on Facebook. So that group have the course inside, but it's also a supporting group that people actually can engage. So if you have a course and you want people to engage with you, ask questions, that's the right way to do it. Instead of like you're selling it to a different platform that there's not like a very easy line to get to you and contact you. So that's a way to do it. So I will share more details, and you know what? And I'm going to give a coupon code for everyone that's in this group that want to. So it won't be like a special price. We do want to share an account, right? So let me open.
The first one that sent through a request was Rose McClement from Design Monarchy. It sent a link.
Yes, so I'm going to reshare, but I don't want to share what I had before. Okay, I'll do this. If you've got a link, so share with us.
We'll be picking 3. So we've got Design Monarchy, and then the very first 2 that we see popping up, we'll do those 2 next. And we'll do a bit of a review on your Instagram account. This is where I would get nervous.
Okay, so you can share my screen. Okay, so this is the one page. Okay, so I'm just going to give you everyone.
If I do this, is it easier to see for everyone if I do that?
Yeah, so you can see it, that's fine. Okay, one other thing I want to say here. So I do see the hashtags here, and the problem here with the hashtags that Rose, you guys have chosen is it's good that you have hashtags in the bio because that's a very important tip, and that's a must. But I want you to use hashtags that not so many people are searching for this. Because if I'll do decor. I'm just sorry, neighbor. I'm just writing here decor, okay? It's 64 million, almost 65 million posts on it. The chances for them to find you is very low, okay? So I can play with this, and I need to write maybe like this, for example. 860 posts. That's actually something that can resonate to the page. Find different ones, different hashtags that are actually there is logic in them, and that's going to help you to get more traffic to your page. Because even interior design, there's like a lot of searches over there. So find hashtags that can bring people to you. I like it that you use the link tree because that's a very good one. And for those of you who don't know, link tree will give you an option to put more than one link together. If I look, for example, versus the number of followers, okay, versus like the engagement here is very low. So first, I would check like if the 715 followers are actually the right target market. I'm gonna open one of the posts, for example, and I see you use the hashtags, and there's lots of them here. But there's not a lot of, I'm just quickly reading it. There's not a lot of conversation here, okay? I would recommend to start, for example, with a question that will encourage people to answer. I look at the colors, and it's very clear. I can see this is all brown, but still there's something like a bit missing here. I get the style, but I would maybe play a bit with the design and have more changes here and get it more that like tell some story. Maybe even third behind the scene a bit of like what's going behind, how you make some decisions. This for example got 0 results. You see, there's not here like a place for you to engage. There's not a question here. There's not people look, okay, it's nice. I'm going to give it a like. Yes, not. It's a matter of style. It's either I'm going to like it or not. But you need to get people to engage more. You need to ask more questions. You need to make sure if you're reaching out to the right people, fix the hashtags. And I would add a bit more to build your own unique style here, a bit more, like just to play a bit with the design. Is there another page that we want to take a look at?
Yes. The Nana one is yoga studio.
Right.
Good.
Okay.
That one. Yeah.
So here's one thing you're missing a hashtag. Okay. Is this like a website? I'm trying to check. It's a HTML, so it's not a membership. Okay. I do miss the hashtags in the bio, so to help people to bring traffic to this page, I would do that as a start. I see you got lots of like views, but not a lot of comments. And are you using a lot of? Is it taken to the IGTV? Let's see, I care because I probably. So you see, that's the same. You guys are, you just put it in. Either people liking it or not, they're gonna like it. If there's not something that's gonna get people to stop for a second and like, oh wow, I feel the same, and like I want to do it. Like you're not trying to engage with them. There's not any movement. You're not really bringing anything in the content in the post, and that's why you're not bringing the more comments and things like this. And that's the difference. Because you see, they too, you try, join me, encourage them to give it a try and tell you what they think. Encourage them to share what's working for them. Just not to share the well done. I do like it that you bring your own, like, your life as well to this, because that's the personal side. But also you missing your own unique design. There's like, it's all over, like here day one, day two, but here's different pictures. There's not like a theme around it, like in the colors, in the fonts. Like, you need to be very clear. Like here you use one font, here you use something else. It's like all over the place. I would also take a look at this. Are there any more pages? Let's see. Okay. Is there more pages that my accounts that I'm using that I'm missing?
Kalki's one, Kalki.Kenta Design.
Right. If you guys can send a link, that will be perfect. So it will be easier.
There is a link in the comment for Kalki.
There is. So wait, I'm opening it. I've got so many windows open now. Sorry. I'm just trying to get to the ones that I can actually see it, because I lost this. It's this one. Okay, sorry, in a second. I'm just not able to. Okay, I'll just stop sharing for a second so I can redo it again, because I cannot open the window.
I've had a few people asking me also in the watch party. The video replay always stays available on the Facebook page for those asking that have to go and want to watch the replay. It'll stay available on the Facebook page.
We open the window. That's so strange. Okay. Sorry for everyone. I have technical issues here. No, this is so crazy. I cannot get back to the StreamYard to find you.
Do you want me to maybe share? Would that be easier?
I'll take a look. I can see from my phone while I'm trying to fix this. And this is so funny.
Bear with us, ladies. It won't be a Facebook Live or a Zoom with no technical issues.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know. I cannot even open the.
I'm just going to Instagram.
I see you've got even more links here. This is so crazy.
Okay, I'm really.
Even when I want to end the conversation after, I won't be able to.
Okay, share screen.
And yeah, I'm gonna look for my phone, so there's probably gonna be a delay in my answer.
Okay. I can't find Instagram screen. No. No? Oh my goodness, what's happening?
I think something got started. But while you're trying to do this, I really will recommend people, look at the bio. Your bio is what's selling you. So make sure you've got the information there as well. Really get your own unique design style. In some of my YouTube videos, you can actually see examples to how you can do stuff, like, how to get something out there. And, it doesn't matter what your business is about. There's a lot of different ways that you can actually build your own style. Because also you want to make it very clear for people to know exactly what they're going to find in your place, something they can, resonate with, they feel comfortable. Always ask questions and always try to think about it, like get them to feel something, feel related to what you're saying, feel connection, either be said or not. Okay, so I can.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, just tell me if you need to scroll down or up or want to click on something.
Okay, so as well here, it's the same thing with the hashtags. Really try to find hashtags that are not that big. like with a lot of big search. And one of the things, as I said in the beginning, try to find also and put in between hashtags that are, you can own them. So like, I think one of my hashtags is big brander, okay? Because this is mine. This is something I'm trying to build. So also try to make this in your bio. You can scroll a bit down so I can see, okay, 407 followers. So you see you have so many posts, but you're not really able, like something is stuck on like, is it maybe you're not, because I'm trying to say you have so many posts but not a lot of followers. So is it because you don't put the effort there, or is it just something is not working for you to get them? If you scroll down, so I can see the post. You're probably doing it and there's a delay because I watch it from my phone, so sorry for this.
I'm scrolling.
Yeah, but you can also see that there's not a unique design style here, okay? There's like a lot of different messages, all of it's like it's not really clear. I wish I could. I'm still trying to sort out my computer. Oh, okay, I found out the window. Cool. Yes, sorted.
If I stop sharing.
No, you can share, but one of the things I want to, I'll try to on the same time open a new window for mine, and I want to share with you an example to a page just for you to understand how a certain look and feel looks like. Also, like in my page, you can see it, but I'll give this an example. Okay, I'll share my screen. Okay, now that I found it, I can share my screen. Sorry for all the issues, technical. Okay, so let me know when you can see my screen. Yes. So this is just an example to a page, okay? They're selling a product, but look at the look and feel. There's a message here. There's a certain, you can see the brand identity. Not everything is about the product, okay? It's still a new account. It's still building up, but there's a certain look and feel. I always also this. That's his name. There's a photographer as well that he's also got his own unique style. But I really want you to try to find a style, and this is just an example. I think also I'm trying to remember her account. Vicky, I think that's her name. But I'll show, for example, on my account, okay? And I'm not fully happy with mine and I want to change it. But you can see that I've got a style, okay? It's a quote, there's a picture, there's a certain look and feel, you get what I want. You get in the hashtags, okay? I took one of mine, but also the others, and I'm searching all the time. I have a link, it's very clear, it's straight to the point. You know what you're gonna get. And that's why, like, you see 75 and 58. This is what you want to look at. You want to see more of the number of the commenting. Okay, this is where you're trying to get people to do. But I think there was another account here, right?
There's quite a few now. There's, I think the next one is Jenny Powers Photography. And then just to answer what is Linktree quickly,
okay. Do you want to answer or I'll answer?
You're welcome to answer.
Okay, so Linktree, okay, before I did this, Linktree, the benefit with Linktree is that if you have more than one link, like I have, for example, that's a great way to put them all together. Some people are even trying to make a website out of it. So you can see I have my website checklist and like all the things, some of my courses stuff, my Facebook page, all of them in one place. And that's the benefit of using Linktree. They've got a free version and they've got a paid version. So that's a great way to use, which I'm assuming this account. Again, I'm kind of repeating it, but it's like you don't also have hashtags here. I do like that there is like a similarity in the colors, and there's this in the middle. So I see it's a very new account. So here you've changed something, but you went also for the palm trees. So from the design, it looks good. Like, you're in the right directions. I see it's still a very new account. Give you a follow. And I would really recommend to work on the hashtags here, on the descriptions here. And I'll open one of the posts. Okay, you can still see that there is not really questions here. You're not really getting people to respond to you. You're not really engaging with them. And I'll go on purpose to mine, okay? This is the one, for example, I post. So I always try. Are you always saying big yes to opportunities? I'm always asking, okay? And that's why you can see that I'm getting lots of comments, okay? 58 comments. I think it was maybe in one of them. I'll say here. I'm also trying to say, like, if you agree, give me a big strength. And then some people actually wrote them in the hashtags there, because I asked for it. So use it like this. Get people to start engaging with you. You want them to start commenting. So they're not commenting because they like my picture. See, I have 66 comments here and 125. It's asking questions, asking, are you solving a problem? I'm trying to get them. I'm sharing something from my own, and I'm asking questions. What are you? And some people are responding in different ways, and that's what you're trying to do. Another thing is that, well, some of you here are, I think, part of that group, but I do have a supporting group. It's a hashtag group that we support each other and commenting each other posts. So if someone is interested to hear more, you're more than welcome to send me a private message. I'll check your Instagram, and then I'm gonna add you to the group. And that's the thing, support each other. Now when you look in, I want to become out of this, and now when you look in an Instagram and you see some of your friends, colleagues post, I think we can do the stop sharing. But when you look at other people's posts, give them not only a like, comment them, start engaging with them. You're going to help their account. They're going to feel that they're kind of obligated in a way. They're going to come to your account as well. And that's how it goes. Just be there for each other, support, try to build this relationship. And there's so much to do and so much to say about Instagram. And that's why I also say, like, even if you have a company that you pay money for them to, manage your social media, I would still recommend you to learn about social media, understand things. You don't want to find yourself wasting lots of money, and bottom line, you're not getting the results. It's not a matter of getting the likes. It's not. You want to engage. There's a lot of different, also more tricks on how you can actually get people and, convert them from potential clients to clients. But you need to know that. You need to use it. You need to bring yourself out there. Thank you. Okay, I will. You can just send me a private message, and I'll give you more information about this, so I won't forget. Sorry. But yes, work and understand things. That's why I'm really focusing on trying to teach people how to understand better, and that's why I personally I don't like doing other people's social media, not because of good or not good. It's because I know how much time and effort it takes, and you need to bring yourself out there. You bring your personality in the way you respond in everything. And if it's loyal, if it's true, if it's not someone else that's just copy pasting something you wrote to them, people can feel the difference, and especially in the small business.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, I think we've done the 3 reviews, unless you've got anything else to share.
Sure, there's so much to share, but really, I really recommend people that, I've got lots of free content. So you're more than welcome to check my YouTube channel and see. If you have topics you feel that you want to learn more about, you're more than welcome to send me a message, and I'll make a video on it. Another thing that I'm also mixing in with my knowledge, like not only my corporate life knowledge, but also like as a small business owner, what I'm dealing with, the stuff that I'm going, I learn a lot, and also take a lot of stuff that I learned from the Israel groups that I have, and from all the innovation that we do there, and I'm trying to bring that here to South Africa as well, and how to do more and more. And there's a lot. And thank you guys. Thank you for everyone who's still watching us, because I know it's been long. I really hope that you have takeaways that you took with you. I would love to hear what are your takeaways and what are you going to start implementing now. because really, as I said, like we can do it for another hour and I still have more to say. So,
It's a
but
big subject. Well, let us know if you're interested in having any more master classes. I said this was a spur of the moment thing that came out of another meeting. Let us know if we should have more of these. I said this is actually our first one. You've done so many. It's my first one. So let us know, as I said. And thank you so much for holding my hand through this process. You are true to what you say.
yeah,
You need to help.
that one was amazing. First live one. Give us a heart in the comments. You were amazing for the first. What do you mean?
And true to what you say, you really are there to help. I mean, you've really helped me. You shared your knowledge with me. You were more than happy to help me through this process. So for me, it's always important. People say they do things, but they never actually do it. You're one of those people that when you say something, you mean it from the heart. It really is true. And I can't thank you enough for helping me through this process. And let me know if you need more, because woohoo, I've got me going. I want to do more of these.
Yes,
Um, so if there aren't any more last questions, I know we've been going on for a while, and I'm so glad Anne says
yes,
not
thank
enough.
you.
You could listen to us all day. Thanks, Anne. So if there's anything else, if you do want to review one more, because I know there was one more from a Christchurch something handle. Other than that, I think we've up to you what you want to do. Otherwise, we can end off.
So, by the way,
This
if you guys continue getting hearts, but if you guys want also, to have more masterclass like this on different marketing topics, so feel free to come to Gwen and ask her, and I'll do my best to help, because I always say I'm a big believer. Oh wow. Thank you so much. But I am a big believer of sharing, because everything I'm going to tell you now, you can find in different articles and videos on like YouTube. So why not do the same? Do the same with your business. This is how you build relationships. This is how you build connections. And it's fine that some of you maybe have watched and say like, oh, sure, I couldn't even listen for a second, and you left. That's all good. If you stayed, that's also amazing. It is, and that's the nice thing. I'm here to share because this is it. But the difference is that you also need to remember, especially even in coaching, okay, or the type of services, that you also have two type of people. The one that we're actually going to listen and going to implement things by themselves, and the one that actually going to need you to guide them and support them. And so why not share? You never know. And the nice thing, and one other tip that I want to say is that when you build connections, you basically, I don't know how many of you knows the terms of a pipeline, but corporates use it a lot in the selling department, that they need to build their pipeline. That means that they need to have more, like they need to know what's going to happen every month now, what are the different opportunities, what are they going to do, and check. The nice thing about social media is that if you work it the right way, if you do it the organic way, building relationships, you have an imaginary pipeline that will surprise you every time. Because people can listen to me now, for example, and come to me in a few months, say like, listen, I maybe need your service, or maybe not, or maybe they can refer you someone else and they can become your brand ambassador. And that's how you're kind of building a pipeline without even knowing what pipeline you're building. And that's an amazing thing to use it.
Well, for those that are listening in, or maybe joined us later, I think I mentioned at the beginning, but this is how this whole process came along. You shared in our Facebook community group your information, and you were just, I think it was almost a week, more than a weekly basis. I'm not quite sure now, thinking back. You shared your knowledge. You shared so much of yourself. And I thought, who's this lady? I want to look what she's up to. And I had a look at your YouTube channels, and I was aware of you. So when you registered for our online networking event, I knew what we were about. And look where we are. And today you're in front of our audience, and it was just from you sharing yourself. So those that think that social media doesn't work and networking doesn't work, because this is ultimately what it's about, is building a community. Because she shared in our community, in small capacity, networked and shared so much more of herself willingly in our networking event, because there we just talk about things and ask for assistance in our business. and Rose asked a question and you answered. And we thought, hey, let's do a masterclass. And here we are. And now you are in front of our audience on a bigger scale and not just in our group. And I truly hope that people do get to know more about you, more people sign up for your services. But this is what it's about, because you're just in front of more people, giving and sharing from your heart everything that it is that you know. And like you said, yes, you can. Nobody's business is unique, but the way that you deliver it, and you are, and the way that you have shared it, and the way that you have, I resonated with you. Like I said, I could have Googled this anywhere. I could have got anybody, but you made the effort to connect with me. You made an effort to add value to my community. And that means a lot to me because you were adding value. You weren't posting and just sharing your latest products and services. You were educating and sharing from your heart. And look, here we are today, and who knows where our journey goes. But that's what social media is about, building that community and sharing authentically who you are. And who knows what will happen. And this is what's the behind the scenes of how this actually came about. So ladies and everybody, gents watching us, be yourself, share, reach out to each other and build that community.
And share your story. You know, we all have a unique story. And you never know who's going to watch or listen and how you can inspire someone else or motivate someone else. And even if you know what, even from today, if someone even got now more motivation to go work on his Instagram, we've done ours, you know, so, you know, do it, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in this. I believe that this is how you do the proper, like this is the proper way to build a brand, you know.
Yeah.
So I'll do it. And again, if someone have questions, you're not sure, a minute, you're more than welcome to ask me questions on a private message. I really will be more than happy to assist. Some of you are familiar with me, so maybe you already seen it, but I do mean it because I am a big believer in giving. And that's what I also tell my clients. Don't be afraid to give. Give and share. You've got nothing to lose. And if we're not going to be there for each other, who else is going to be for us? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for today, Gwen. I loved it. Thanks for the opportunity. And yes, and I love it how you said, because you know, you don't even know what's going to happen. So always say yes to opportunities, connect with people.
Yeah. What did Richard Branson say? Say yes and figure it out later.
Exactly.
That's exactly what he did. Thank you so much once again. Thank you everybody for tuning in. As I said, the replay will be available, but let us know if there's any specific topics that you would like us to address, if there's anything else that you would like to hear from us. And even if you're watching the replay, you can put hashtag replay in your comments so we can see that you watched it later. But I think we've covered most of the comments. And again, thank you very much for joining us with your valuable time. And you must all have an awesome day further.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.